Hi, I'm doing this again because Audacity corrupted the first take that I did. And if you're noticing that I'm a little quieter than usual, that's because I have family in my house. So this is going to be a little bit of an ASMR version of my video. If you prefer this to what I did last time, then I might just stay pretty quiet, which is pretty uncharacteristic of me, but it's okay. So last time in the Meet the Artist that I did, I had a likes and dislikes list, and in my likes list, it said that I like OCs and character design. So I decided, why don't I show you my process for designing characters? I feel like most kids in fandoms have an OC crazy phase, where they make like 30 mediocre OCs, and a lot of them are just like obviously inspired by characters that already exist with the tiniest changes. It's a lot of the face claim era of OCs that I feel like people do. I say this because it's what I did. I felt really uncreative because of it, but I learned that I was just limiting myself. I had the capacity for creativity, but I just wasn't using it. Sometimes I would try my best to do creative things with my OCs, but I felt like nobody really cared. But doing creative things with my OCs was important to me, and now all of my OCs are completely 100% made by me, other than one, because she was designed by a friend of mine, but it's okay. We don't talk about her. So now I have about 20-ish active OCs that I use, and I designed all of them, except for one, myself. I say 20-ish because I haven't gotten around to adding all of my children to Toy House. Please help. So these are my tips for being an amateur character designer, as well as taking you through my process. First of all, the main thing that I think was a problem was I was creating OCs just because I wanted another OC. Don't even think about starting without an inspiration. When you create a character just 'cause, it kind of is really obvious that that's what you did, and your character will come off as flat. Your inspiration can be lots of different things. Like, you wouldn't know it, but my main inspiration for my main OC was just a funny Imagine Your OTP post on, like, Tumblr. And you can use lots of different things as inspiration as well. For example, seeing an old defunct OC that you want to revamp, or seeing a character and liking an aspect of their design. Like, I don't know, Froppy from My Hero Academia, you like her bangs or something. Like, that's just a cute aspect of her, and you can totally steal it. Nobody's going to judge you. The characters that I'm designing right now, they're currently nameless, and they came to me from looking at an old design for an idol OC that I never got to use. I noted how I liked her low, fluffy pigtails, and the quick personality traits that I jotted on the side. She wants to be punk, but she's too cute, and that she always has her tongue sticking out. I love it. So, because I never actually used her for anything, I just drew her, I had a lot of wiggle room for what I want to do with her. So, I took to what will become your favorite site for character design, Pickery.me. I'll link it in the description below. My favorite process has relied on plenty of doll makers in the past. Pastel Girl and Pastel Friends come to mind. They're on the App Store and probably Google Play as well. And I use them to design characters for a Sweets-based idol group I tried to make with a friend that we didn't get very far in, but it's okay. There's a whole lot of doll maker sites you can use, but Picrew is so vast and crowdsourced by so many artists that it's really great for character design. But make sure you are obeying the terms of use that people set in place. If you want to make a character that you intend to profit off of, I would highly recommend not using Picrew. A lot of them have terms of uses against that. But I know that most OCs are going to be for personal use only, though, so yeah, go ham. What I did was I made multiple different Picrews to get an idea of what I wanted. The first one I did by Aloha Sushi Core was the one I took main inspiration from, but don't discredit this one by Poika, because it was my main inspiration for the second alt outfit for this character. The third one I did was largely me improvising, which I think turned out good. I actually have another OC that has those two buns tied low, but I actually recently changed her hairstyle to be down at all times because I think it looks cuter for her. A side note is that I did more than the two character makers that I mentioned. I took a little inspiration from each here and there. I was just playing around and tweaking things and trying to realize my vision that I had for this character. I think an important part that young artists overlook that can really step up your game is your character silhouette. This character that I designed, they're pretty skinny in contrast to a lot of my characters. The fact that their hair is always going to be styled into two sections at the bottom helps, like the way that I did either the buns, the braids, or the pigtails. And the pointy earrings as well, and their cowlick on the left that goes out. That means they'll be pretty recognizable when I essentially get rid of all the colors and just leave them as a black silhouette. Even just things like stance can make your character recognizable. Think the iconic Sailor Moon stance. Here's my OC Kevin, who is known for being a tight ass basically. His stance is perfectly straight, clearly practiced, and dignified, as opposed to Felix, my punk boy OC, who usually looks pretty relaxed and go with the flowy. This character, their stance is also going to be pretty relaxed. Like Felix, they're going for a more punk vibe. It isn't enough to make them recognizable when silhouetted, but coupled with the hair and the other design aspects, it really does help having a recognizable stance. My final tip for you when making OCs is to remember diversity. There's nothing wrong with making characters who look like you, but I mean, having an entire roster of skinny white girls really feels bland. You don't have to change your OCs if you don't want to, but it might be something helpful to keep in mind when designing new characters. At the same time, token black character is a bad trope to fall into. Although I'm personally guilty for only having one black OC, a lot of my OCs are people of color, so overall I feel like each one of my OCs is unique and brings something new to the table. And hi, Yuki. Even if they don't, I have fun designing them, so who cares? And that's all. That's all my tips for character design. I'm glad that you listened to me, and I don't know if I'll be making another video because I have to work on a commission today, but thank you anyway, and good luck if you take my advice.